Okay, so the world of AI is just crowded, right? It feels like there's a new model dropping every single week. So today we're going to cut through all that noise. We're getting our hands on a new model from MiniMax. It's called M2.1, and honestly, it's making some pretty big claims that could really shake things up. And that brings us to the big question, is this thing actually different, or is it just another drop in the bucket? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to put it through its paces with some real hands-on tests. Now, if you just look at the numbers, wow. On paper, M2.1 looks like an absolute beast. I mean, the benchmarks say it's not just keeping up, it's actually beating heavyweights like Gemini 3 Pro and Claude Sonnet 4.5, and is doing that especially in coding. That is a huge claim to make. But come on, we all know benchmarks aren't the whole story, right? So we're not just going to take these numbers at face value. Nope. We're going to see what this model actually does when you throw some real, practical challenges at it. All right, first up, challenge number 1, the code. We're going straight for the jugular here, targeting that huge claim about its coding skills. Let's see if it can back it up. And we didn't give it some softball prompt either. We asked it to build a complete, playable version of Minesweeper from scratch. Yeah, the classic game. But here's the kicker. It had to be in pure C, and we gave it a whole list of really specific requirements. This is a tough test of logic, structure, and whether it can actually follow complex directions. So, the moment of truth. How'd it do on the first go? Well, it spit out a bunch of code, and you know what? It actually compiled with GCC, no errors. I was impressed for a second, but then we ran the game. And nothing. Zilch. Just a completely empty grid. So yeah, it didn't work. And look, this is just the reality of using these tools, right? The initial reaction was pretty clear. Noops, it doesn't do anything. The first test was unfortunately a failure. The game was a dud. Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting. We didn't debug it for it. We just told it, hey, the code isn't working properly. And get this, the model immediately went back, analyzed its own code, saw the empty grid problem, and figured out the exact function that was messing everything up. So based on its own diagnosis, it rewrote the broken part. We compiled it again, ran it, and this time, boom, success. A fully functional, totally playable game of Minesweeper. All from one simple prompt telling it that it was wrong. That ability to self-correct, that is a huge deal. Okay, so it can code, and it can even debug its own mistakes. Pretty impressive, I gotta say. But coding is just one piece of the puzzle. Another one of its big claims is about handling multiple languages. So for challenge number 2, we're diving into the messy, nuanced world of human language. And again, we didn't make it easy. We gave it a simple piece of financial wisdom. Spend less than what you earn, save and invest the difference. The challenge? Translate that idea across more than 70 languages. And not just word for word, but keeping the cultural meaning intact and using the correct native scripts. That's a massive undertaking. And the results were, honestly, kind of mind-blowing. Take Japanese, for example. It didn't just give us a clunky, literal translation. It used the proper script and actually framed the advice in a way that would make sense and resonate within Japanese culture. It got the vibe right. And it wasn't just the big, common languages either. It showed some serious range. We're talking about handling a low-resource language like Swahili with really high accuracy. That's incredible. This really shows you the depth we're dealing with. It even handled complex, less common scripts like Gurmukhi, and it did it perfectly. See, this isn't just about translation anymore. This is about real linguistic and cultural fluency. Honestly, the overall result was just stunning. The fluency, the way it all held together, the understanding of cultural nuances, it was so spot on that someone literally said it was out of this world. It wasn't just translating words, it was translating meaning. All right, so it's a solid coder, it's an incredible linguist. But what about the hardest challenge of all? People. Human stuff. For our final test, we wanted to see if this thing had anything close to emotional intelligence or a real understanding of human nuance. So we gave it a really tough one, a deeply personal, emotionally charged prompt. It was about someone having major problems with their in-laws. We're talking boundary issues, cultural clashes, in-law friction, the kind of thing that could seriously damage their marriage. A real minefield, right? And the way the model started its response was just incredible. It didn't treat it like a simple fight. It immediately framed the problem as a collision between deeply held cultural values, individual psychological needs, and the complex triangle of family. I mean, wow. It got the weight and complexity of the situation instantly. And the advice it gave was just as smart. It didn't suggest anything petty or extreme like cut them off or just give in. No, it gave this really balanced, mature advice. It talked about empathetic communication, how to define healthy boundaries, and even the important role the user's spouse has in all of this. Really sophisticated stuff. Okay, so after putting it through those 3 very different, very demanding challenges, what's the final verdict? Let's break it all down. Let's look at the report card. For coding, it stumbled at first, but then it fixed its own mistake, so that's a pass. For the multilingual test, absolutely exceptional. It showed deep cultural understanding. And for that human emotional intelligence test, it gave sophisticated and empathetic advice. So yeah, it basically aced every test we threw at it. So what does this all mean? It means that when you look past the benchmarks, what you see is an AI with some seriously impressive, practical intelligence. We're talking strong skills in logic, in cultural fluency, and even in a kind of nuanced emotional reasoning. And that really leaves us with one final big question. If a model can fail, realize it failed, fix its own mistake, understand the nuances of dozens of cultures, and give sensitive advice about our most personal relationships, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does intelligence in AI truly look like once you stop staring at the benchmarks and start looking at what it can actually do?